Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. I've had to go to the doctor a ton recently. Like a
ton?
Yeah, like a lot.
Is it still for your injured boobie?
It's been my chest. It's been a couple of things, and it just has reminded me about other times and made me think about other times I've been to the doctor.
Oh God, we've never really talked about this, and I'm sure you have experiences that are going to baffle me.
Yeah, but these like won't be my fault though. These are because I show up in a doctor's office to be doctored. Like I don't.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have any control over what happens
One doctor, next. Please.
Yeah. So I was even telling some friends today about how at my old doctor's office, this place was not good. Okay. So the doctor was good. I had a good doctor. I'm not going to sit here and act like I am a good doctor. The staff at the office made it feel like by the time he got to me, I wasn't at the doctor. Does that make sense? Like
you're more at a DMV than a doctor's office.
So this doctor's office that I went to, okay. So when I was in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd go to the doctor a couple times. One time I had strep throat. Like it would be stuff that was like not too serious, but still you should go to the doctor, right?
You gotta get some meds. Strep throat, you'll live. You need some antibiotics.
Yeah. And so I remember, I was like insanely sick with strep. That was the worst strep I've ever had. And luckily, my mom also came to Chicago at the time and was like nursing me back to health.
Aww.
But when I went to the doctor, okay, first of all, I get there because I don't know how to pick a doctor. I'm not out here like knowing what doctor's good or if. And then it was at a time where I had good insurance but not great insurance. So then my insurance didn't cover a bunch of people, and it was just it was wild. So I find a doctor that's like within my network or whatever is going to be pretty cheap with the copay. Mm-hmm. I roll up to that doctor, and first of all, from the outside, the place did not scream health. Like, there's just something about when the bricks coming off the brick building. Yeah. Like when the bricks are chipped hard, it looked like somebody had been carving the bricks. So then I remember
someone's
walking in.
Someone's been trying to get into this hospital.
Yeah, I remember walking in and being like, I'm clearly in the wrong office, but I'll at least ask them where the office is, right? Mm-hmm. And the first question I was asked when I stepped inside and stood at the receptionist's desk was, what?
I don't know. That would also make me kind of feel like this is maybe a really good doctor's office.
Nah, not at all. So then she said, what? And I was like, oh, I'm here for my appointment, right?
Yeah.
And then she says, what appointment? As if no one has an appointment today. Like
right. As if that's not a thing they do there.
Yeah.
That's not a service they provide at this specific doctor's office. No appointments.
I'm not even fully clocking right now that she's being rude. Like, it's not even occurring to me that this person is being insanely rude. Because right now, all that's actually in my head is like, I feel terrible.
Right.
I just want to be seen by somebody that can help me, right? So I'm not even giving any attitude back. I'm genuinely just like, she says, what appointment? And I go, the one at 9:45. like it's not registering with me that she's like attacking me. You know what I mean? Like she, because the what and the what appointment were not friendly.
Yeah.
And so she's like, what appointment? I was like, the one at 9:45. And then she stares at me for a second, and then she just goes, okay.
I don't know. I kind of love her. She's kind of my favorite.
And so then I'm standing there. I'm like, so am I supposed to fill anything out or like? She said yes. It was like, this is insane. Dude, this is a horrible experience. I hope she's never at anybody's deathbed, because that would be truly tragic. Am I dying? Yes.
And then you bring the filled form back up, and she's like, "You're still here?"
Yeah.
What?
I gave you that to get rid of you. And so she gives me the forms. I sit down. I'm filling out the forms.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one else. Like, okay, I genuinely feel like I'm the first person at this doctor. Like, I feel like this is his first day of being a doctor. This is first like day with the office. Like, the team's all here for this day, right? And and so I fill out the papers, and I fill out the papers, I give them back, and then she's like, "You can sit back down because it's gonna be a while." And not even in a way.
You meant 9:45 today?
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel terrible, but I still haven't fully clocked it of like just how terrible this person's being, and so then
because you just want to die.
I feel horrible. So
anyone can say anything to you in that state.
Dude,
and you won't catch it till maybe a week later.
I clearly didn't catch it until 7 years later, because we're just now talking about it. When you're sick enough, things don't register like that for you.
No, not at all.
So then she tells me it's going to be a while, and I just, out of like desperation, I just ask her like, "Oh, because it's like 10 now," because it took me a while to get the forms. Like, she gave me the forms after a couple minutes. Then it took me some time to fill them out. So I was like, "It's 10," and then she was like, "I don't know what you want me to do about that."
Yeah,
I was like, geez, okay. All right. And then she tells me, she just offers it up as extra information. The doctor not here yet. and so I just go sit down, and I've got my hands.
He got a red eye back from Vegas. He's not here yet.
Dude, I have my hands in my head because I'm genuinely like, I'm really scared I'm gonna die, right?
Well, because you probably got a fever. If you got strep, usually that comes with it. So you're probably just sitting there, probably looking like you're dying.
Dude,
and this is still the attitude that she's giving you.
I am like, I look like I make juice right out of my own skin. I'm sweating so much. It's like that is a
sentence
wet.
I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with the sentence. I look like I make juice.
I look like I make juice out of my own sweat, and it is ripe season. Okay, dude, I'm pouring sweat. I've never been wetter in my life, right? Like,
you got streams shooting off you like a character crying in an anime.
You could slide me up and down a sidewalk. I have so much sweat. And so I'm just sitting there feeling like horrible. I've got my head in my hands. I'm like kind of ready to cry, but I'm not there, right? And then this guy busts through the doors, like just busted.
Yeah.
This dude busts in, runs past reception, everything, and it was like startling the way that he ran in. And in my head, I was like, I kind of hope that's not the doctor, because he also had a trench coat on, and the trench coat what's the difference between a trench coat and a duster?
I guess I'm not entirely sure. That's a good question.
Okay, basically, whatever he had made it look like he had a whole coat behind him that was when he was running. So it basically just looked like he had a cape. But this dude busts through the doors, runs to the back of the office, and so I'm sitting there for had to be like 10 more minutes. And then another nurse comes in, right? Into the waiting room, and she's like, "The doctor will see you now." And I go with her. She's like, "Come with me." And I go to the room. There's no doctor in the room, right?
Right.
It's just, I understand the lingo though of like the doctor will see you now, see you soon sort of thing. But then my tech that's like doing all of the vitals and like checks the blood pressure, everything.
Right.
This dude is sick. This dude is sick. All right. I'm feeling terrible. This dude is dying. All right. This man's sick. Because then I get in there, right? And so my man is like sitting there typing, okay? And he's typing at the keyboard, just like typing away, which anytime they're not asking me anything and I gave them the form and they're still typing, I don't know what that could be for. Because this is my first time at this doctor. So maybe he's starting a file for me, whatever, right? But as he's typing, every time he talks, this man can't stop coughing, right?
Oh, God.
And this dude coughing hard. Like he coughing from the bottom of his belly, okay?
From the diaphragm.
This dude,
theater training.
This dude is coughing, okay? So he's asking me like questions I've already filled out on the form.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to not get upset because sometimes that happens and it's so aggravating. Because why did I fill out this form for like 7 pages of this thing as a new patient? And so, he's asking me my birth date again, stuff like that. And some of it he's just confirming. So he must be typing it in.
Right.
And so he's like, birthday, 3/6. Oh! Like the coughs are so long. This dude coughing forever. And then and to the point where I ask him, I'm like, hey, are you all right?
Do you need me to get you something?
Yeah, like are you okay? Because I understand there must be such a dilemma with calling in sick when you work at a doctor's office.
When you work at sick?
Yeah,
when
you work at sick and you're like,
you work at sick.
I'm too sick to be at sick today.
Oh, really? Oh, did you get sick from working where the sick lives? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, sure, take the day.
So then I can understand my man's inclination to have to come in.
Right, yeah.
Because it's like, what are you going to do,
Yeah, exactly.
And so he's coughing hard. And like honestly, the first time I ever thought about droplets was not COVID. The first time I thought about droplets was this moment. Because this man just infected the whole keyboard that he's on. Because he's coughing so quickly, he's not covering his mouth. Okay. So my man is just like,
good. That's a quality you want in a healthcare provider.
He's like, so your weight is 100 and
oh no, God, just take me.
Like the coughs are punches to his stomach. That's what it sounds like. And then he finally has one coughing fit that lasts for a while. like it was to the point where I was like, do I really need to be in here for this? Because he turned his head to cough and did not stop coughing for what it had to be like 2 full minutes. And 2 minutes is not a long time, but when you're coughing, like I thought this dude was dying in front of me.
If it's coughing, 2 minutes is a day.
Yeah.
Like that's a long time. That's a long time to have no control of your body.
And so then this dude rolls up way too close to me and is like, let me get your blood pressure.
Good Lord.
I was like, all right, like I'm reluctantly putting my arm out, right?
You're trying to lean away as far as you can.
Yeah. I'm like leaning away from him as he's like, and this is the worst part. This is like, clearly they don't have all the resources because you know how there's even those cuff machines at like Walgreens, or at least there used to be those cuff machines check your blood pressure.
Right.
This dude this is an old school from the 1800s. Like he put a stethoscope on my pulse and then just wrapped it real hard.
I thought maybe we'd have the thing around it and he has to like blow it up manually.
No, no. This dude wrapped it.
It's just a floaty.
Yeah, he put a wrap around my arm and wrapped it over and over again too. Like he get me ready for drugs.
Yeah.
And then it's just listening. And then he got his watch and he's just like, oh! And then then this is the thing that I didn't like that they did. He goes, and like you can't have little noises like that.
No, especially that. It sounded like he was asking a question to your pulse.
Yeah, like he seems like he's
okay.
about to guess what my blood pressure is. You can't finish blood pressure with that's an inquisitive.
I mean, something's pumping. So
Yeah. I heard something
good
in
for
there.
you.
So I already did like the nonverbal that he did. And then
oh God, something lives in your arm.
And then this dude, and this is the wild thing as well. He started to do some stuff that just seems like the doctor should be doing it, right? So sometimes I don't know what the official name is. If it's a tech, I think it's a tech that can take the blood pressure and like fill out the form to get ready for the doctor and stuff. So the doctor
I think
can
it depends. There's techs, there's physicians, assistants. I'm not really.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this dude was. Listen,
I live with a nurse and she's explained these things to me. And I don't remember. I don't remember who his job is what. So
yeah. Okay, so then
all I know is everything she tells me about her day sounds gross.
So then this dude and this is ever since I was little, the doctor did this, but hey, it's this doctor's office. I guess he can rule it how he wants.
Right, yeah.
But then this guy, after he gets done with my blood pressure, grabs a popsicle stick and is like, say ah. And I'm like, this man gonna cough in my mouth. Like I'm not doing it. Like y'all go ahead and kill me. Cause clearly you gonna get me one way or the other. Like
yeah.
Like this dude literally said, say ah. And so I'm like, I'm good. Let me I'll wait. I literally told him, I was like, I'll wait. And he's like, what? I was like, no, I'll wait.
I'll get you next week with the ah.
Yeah, I'll wait for the next. I'll wait for the other dude to come through and I'll do the ah for him.
I'll literally do it for anyone else.
Yeah, I don't just ah for anybody. All right?
Go get another person in the waiting room. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to do it for you.
And so then he's like, oh, okay. Like he's clearly like this has never happened to me before, sort of thing. Like he just like shakes off and he's like, well, can I take your temperature at least? I was like, yeah, it's fine. And then takes my temperature. Clearly I have a fever because I look like fever. Like there's no way I didn't have a fever. If I didn't have a fever, I'd be like, oh, okay, well then I am Aquaman, because no one that doesn't have a fever and a t-shirt on should be sweating this much.
Right, yeah.
It was the first time I've ever sweat like from my forearm.
Oh, yeah.
Like I didn't have sweat running down my arm. I was sweating out of each piece of arm.
It's like remember in the first X-Men movie when that one senator just like dissolves into water?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to you.
And so how's
that for a fucking reference, huh?
I get my temperature taken. Of course, I have a fever, but apparently my fever, I don't remember what it was, but apparently it was so high that he took it out. Because also as well as old school thermometers as well. So
okay.
So then my man takes it out, looks at it, and goes, uh-oh. And then just shakes it while he looking at me. After he said, uh-oh. Oh, you dead, all right?
What? I love that you found a doctor's office. Well, you found a doctor's office where not a single person who works there has bedside manner. Like not
crazy.
A single one. Usually maybe one or two, but the fact that every single person in that staff is like, fuck.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody on this staff is the doctor's cousin. Because no one should be hiring them. Okay?
Yeah.
These people, like, it on a regular day, I think I would have walked out. Because on a regular day at reception, I would have been like, this is way too rude for me to not know you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then even with this guy, I'm like, hey, I feel the thing you're saying. So you don't need to say it to me. You know what I mean? So this dude, and then he swayed the thermometer. Look, this is the thing that, just for comedy, this is the thing that killed me that he did, that he doesn't even realize is as funny as it is.
Yeah.
He looked at it, said started to shake it, right? Mm-hmm. Looked at it one more time and went, oof. This dude pulled it out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's just straight up comedy business right there. That's straight up.
Then he leaves, right? Doctor comes in. Doctor is like is
covered in blood.
It'd be so funny. Doctor, like I thought,
he runs an out of breath, sleeve torn.
That doctor, like I thought, runs in, was the guy in the trench coat. Okay,
right.
And then he immediately walks down and sits at his desk, which is where the tech was typed. Like, in my head, I'm like, do I warn him that he about to get infected? Because, like, that dude coughed all over this stuff.
Yeah.
We start talking, and he's like, tell me how you're feeling, everything. And honestly, the actual doctor was like a good doctor. Like, like legitimately, he's like a good, we talked it out. He told me some of the things it could be. He prescribed some antibiotics and like gave.
Well, good.
He was a good doctor.
He's clearly a good guy because he gave his cousin Dave a job after the auto body shop closed. So
yeah. And it's as I'm walking out that I go back to the reception desk. I'm like, so how to, because also you have to remember, I'm in Chicago. I'm very young at the time, and I've only been to the doctor a couple times without my parents,
Right,
Like, I don't think in all the time I was in college, I went to the college nurse a couple times. But I don't think I ever went to a doctor the entire 4 years that I was in college. I could be wrong, but I don't remember going to a doctor. So outside of being in high school and being like at the doctor with my mom when my mom would set my checkup, and then being in college where you could go to the college nurse.
Right.
But like I would also, you're so young when you're in college too, you just let stuff roll off of you.
Yeah. Or, into your 30s too.
Sure. And
I've been to the doctor probably a shockingly low number of times.
Yeah, like I realized in that moment as I'm walking out that this is like, because basically the doctor was like, she'll sort you out at reception when it comes to the prescription and all stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like where to pick it up, I mean. So then I get up to the front desk and I'm realizing that this is one of, if not the first times that I'm settling all this on my own at the tail end of it,
Yeah.
And so I walk up and I think I have my insurance card with me. I was like super prepared because I just didn't know what would happen if you weren't. Like, I didn't know if they would like, like
you
when
brought
you
your passport,
like like when you can't, that old trope from sitcoms where you can't pay for dinner, so they make you wash dishes in the back.
Yeah.
A part of me was like, if you don't have your insurance card, maybe they just take the health back that they gave you.
Maybe that's how those people ended up working there.
Yeah, they didn't bring their insurance card.
They had no interest in going into medicine.
Hey, we're going to need you to check some tongues if you don't have your money, all right?
Yeah, he had come in that morning because he was very sick but couldn't pay his bill.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, you're handling the next guy then.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
And so then I'm going up to the desk again, and the woman... the woman is not happy to see me. I just look like I got a question, you know. She's immediately upset.
Here you come with your face again.
Mm-hmm. And so basically I walk up and I'm like, so is there like what do I owe you, sort of thing. I'm trying to be like jolly about it still, because I find that even with rude people, you win them over eventually if you just don't break.
Yeah. If you stand firm in being cordial.
Yeah. Eventually
they'll usually they'll soften at least.
Yeah, there's a tenseness that you can see lift off with a lot of people. That's not everybody. Some people are evil.
Some people are evil, and they won't necessarily be like nice, but they'll be less mad at you.
Yeah. And so then I asked, like, what do I owe you? And she was like, I don't know. And now that I'm not dying, now that I know that, okay, this is strep and like I'm gonna get antibiotics and I've had strep before, so I'll feel better all because of all that stuff. Now I like, as far as a mood, I really can't be touched now, because like now I don't have the desperation of thinking I'm dying, but I also don't have the I guess like the fear enough to be distracted.
Yeah, and so you dodged your mouth getting coughed in, so you're feeling good.
You're feeling
like the day's coming up, Joshy.
I'm actually optimistic now. So now she really can't touch me. And I was like, oh, well, if you don't know, maybe it's all the house. Like just a little joke in there, right? And she was like, that's not how this works.
It gets to a point where you just want to be like, ma'am, what is your job here?
Yeah.
Why are you here at all?
Ma'am, you should just fight the next person you see, because it would be way quicker than what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Everyone would know the deal at least.
Yeah. So then
how do I sign in? Well, first you got to go fight that lady, and then someone will come get you.
So then she looks up the closest pharmacy next to me, make sure that that's where I can pick up my prescription. And she's like, we'll have to let you know about the bill and everything. You got to check with your insurance. This is like a thing that I found funny. I don't even know if they're like allowed to ask this, but this is like her last thing as I'm walking out, right? Like this is like her last jab, okay? Is like, I was telling her, oh, this is where I live, so this is the pharmacy closest to me and everything. She's like, okay, I'll send it there. And then I was like, so for the bill, and she's like, we're gonna have to check with your insurance, okay? Do you have good insurance? And then I said that I was like, oh, I don't know. And then she was like, well, if you don't know. I was like, okay, wow.
Was this like an ex-girlfriend of yours and you didn't recognize her? Like,
it was crazy, man. It was like
so mad at you.
It was one of those things where I was almost like, I hope she doesn't have the power, and I don't think she does, but I hope she doesn't have the power to poison my drugs. Like,
right.
But yeah, no, it was a busted. And then also the waiting room in this doctor's office had too many lights out. Like,
yeah,
like when I sat down, I'm not saying I don't love fluorescent light, so I'm not even saying that there can't be a little mood lighting. I'm not saying that it has to be completely blasted with fluorescent bulbs. Yeah. All I am saying is that if you're going to have them, have all of them, just as an option.
Yeah.
Because there were some that were clearly out.
Right. Because there's having some lights turned off, but then there's noticing when lights don't work.
Yeah.
And if no one's got the time to change a bulb.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty willy-nilly with that needle.
Jeez.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, no, but it was terrible. Luckily, I healed up.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, the emotional scars never healed, but the strep went away.
Yeah, the strep went away.
but the receptionist left a mark on your insides.
I did actually forget about them for a long time, so I guess it did kind of heal. I forgot it happened, but yeah. No, I've been going to the doctor a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just over here doing my best, trying to stay healthy and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you, I mean, not to get into your medical history, but like how often you go into the doctor? You just there quite a bit?
I mean, I haven't even been keeping track, but I feel like at least, I could be wrong about this because LA broke it up quite a bit because I didn't obviously go to the doctor when I was in LA.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But before I went to LA, and since I've been back from LA, which has not been long, I think I've been, it's starting to feel like once a week.
Jeez.
Yeah. And it's like, sometimes it's a checkup on the last thing and sometimes it's a different thing. Like, I mean, who knows? You might end up wanting to cut this, but I had to get a sonogram today.
Okay.
And so the sonogram was just to make sure, just to make absolutely positively sure that my balls are normal. All right. So just to make positive.
Let's get into this.
Well, basically, there's not very much to tell, but basically, when they were doing it, in my head, I was like, man, this is like the worst time to find out if something's wrong. Like literally your pants are down, you know?
You'd hope they'd let you get yourself right before they drop the bomb.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're
just gonna look down at your balls and be like, yeah, those are busted.
I'm genuinely laying back, and you know the person who's operating the sonogram is like, I'm so tense because I'm trying to be still. Because when I had to have my MRI, they were like really stressing, hey, you have to be completely still or we have to restart. Yeah. And I didn't know if the sonogram was the same. So I'm trying to like be so still that I'm tense in the face. Like I can feel my face tensing up because I'm like, don't move, you idiot. Like just be still.
Don't wiggle your balls.
And it's to the point where I'm like so tense that the person stops and they're like, Are you okay? Like, are you all right? Because are you in pain? Because your whole face is clenched. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I was just like trying to be still for you and everything. I'm trying to help you. And she was like, you don't have to be that still. Like it's fine. Like I moved the thing. So, you know, I'm so right. the first half of it, I'm just like, it's like for basically the first half of the entire thing, I was like rigid still, so just clenched up. And then I relaxed a bit. And you know, I don't know if I guess they take pictures as they go.
Okay.
For the sonogram, because it seemed like there was typing while the tool was moving or whatever. And then I'm like so in my head the entire time. Because when I walked in, I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. But then when you're getting a test done, you start to think, what if something's wrong with me?
Absolutely. When a test is being done, you can convince yourself you have anything.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to find out, that's when. And so you're having the test done.
Yeah, I'm also just like, I'm once again getting really in my head, going every which way with it. It's to the point where genuinely I let my mind race enough through enough scenarios that in my head as I'm laying there, I've already got my affairs in order. Like, I'm like thinking about my funeral, like just like, oh man, I think a lot of people wouldn't make it because like who does destination funerals, you know?
Hey, I'd fly out, man.
You know, but then also it's like
I am gonna say it's a show though. So, I mean, if you get I'm gonna need you to put in the will that I do a eulogy so I can say it's work and I can write off the flight.
Yeah. But these are the things I was thinking about because in my head I was like, all right, look, I'm not actually from New York, so I don't think I want to be buried here. If I'm buried, then I don't think like I would maybe want Chicago, but I'd be taking up space, and there are people who were like born in Chicago, and I don't want to take that from them. But then it would have to be like a Louisiana funeral, which is then like who's gonna fly to my hometown where the airport is only taking in like 4 flights a day, and then you have to make at least one connection, if not 2, to get there, all for a funeral of a guy that was like nice, but like I don't know, and then.
Wow, really middling review for yourself there.
Well, no, I just mean like when you think of a big funeral, you have to have impacted lots of people's lives in a way that's
or just be from a big dumb Catholic family like me.
I guess so, but like
I'll pull in numbers.
You have to have impacted
for sure. Yeah.
So many people that you. What's the best way to put this? It's like even if you impacted like 10,000 people, all 10,000 aren't coming, right? Because there's a flight involved and because of the day of the week. So I'm like, am I going to be that guy? Am I going to have a weekend funeral? Am I going to mess up people's weekend? Or should I just have a Monday funeral? Because this is the thing. If you have a Monday funeral, people already sad it's Monday.
Yeah.
So let's just get it and you in the same. But then I was like, I don't want to make a Monday worse. So what if I did a Tuesday? Because now, somebody had to go in Monday, but now they might get a whole day off coming to see me. Right. So I'm doing a last solid for the people that love me.
Yeah.
And honestly, by the time I'm like midways deep into this scenario of like what I'll do, and like I gotta make sure that everybody's taken care of and everything. By the time I do that stuff, the tech is once again like, are you in pain? Because you're making faces again. And I realized I was like making faces for every scenario of like, it can't be like I'm squinting, like I can't get buried in Louisiana.
Hey man, you good? You look like you're planning your own funeral.
Yeah.
Everything good though? Your balls check out?
No, this is the worst part. So then after all that,
oh shit.
She gets done and she's like, okay, like you just have to really check your nonverbals when you work in medicine, because I don't know if these okays are like what she's looking at on the screen or just her day because it's early. Like
that's it's her job too. Yeah. So if you're at your job, you're a little more like, okay, let's look. Yeah.
And so then I'm like, she's like, you're good to go. And I put my clothes back on and everything, and I was like, should I throw this? Because they give you a whole setup for it, and I was like, should I throw this away? And she's like, no, you're good to go. And then she goes and sits back down at the computer that she was on for the sonogram, and then she's like, just typing away. And I grabbed the door handle, and as I'm about to walk out, I'm like, hey, I was just wondering, because I was here the whole time and everything. Do I look like normal, or like is anything bad or anything? And she was like, I really can't comment. I'm not the radiologist. So.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough. So to answer your question, I still don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully this won't be some sad foreshadowing.
No. I think I'm all right. That would be wild to get a sorry about your balls, King. That would be chaos. That would be horrible.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Oh man. You made me think of one thing, though, from doctor's office, because I was like, have I had anything weird happen at the doctor's? And just like little things, nothing too big. But there was one that I wasn't here for this, but it was about me, weirdly. It was after, this is years ago, but I had done a show like in kind of the area of my hometown. A lot of people came out and whatever. And a friend had texted me, a former student actually had texted me and said that there was two old people talking about my show in the lobby, and just one of them just said, "I'll never pay money to see him again." And I was like, damn, okay. What a brutal review from an old man waiting in a doctor's office. That's what's on his mind, is how little he liked my set.
That is truly wild.
Isn't that awful? Isn't that fucking awful?
That like that's one of those things that is actually like out of a sitcom. Because when you think about it, it would be like if for whatever reason your friend knew two grave diggers and they were digging graves on like a Monday and they were talking about the show and he was like, made me wish I was here. Like, just, it's one of those things where you're like, wait, why would they?
When he just texted me out of the blue, I'm like, thanks. Why would you tell me this?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, people truly have no idea what they should and shouldn't tell you sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know? Like, even when it comes to medical stuff, I've had people tell me way too much when I just ask them if they were okay. Like, if I know someone went to the doctor and I ask them, you know, are you all right and everything?
Right, yeah.
I've had people tell me, like, they told me like I was their second opinion.
Yeah.
They went into so much depth that by the end I was like, I think sound like you have it. All right. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a doctor, but you sat up here telling me all that stuff. So I would eat better.
Yeah. Like, I had a doctor start telling me what meds his wife was on. And I'm like, I don't feel like you should be telling me any of this.
Yeah. Yeah, people really let the doctor-patient privilege slip way more than attorney-client privilege.
Yeah. But especially, I don't know if it goes the other way, though. Like,
what
him telling me meds his wife's on, like, I'm not beholden to any doctor-patient confidentiality.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, lawyers are very aware at all times, like, oh, if I tell this person about this thing, I could lose my job. And I feel like even I have friends who became doctors, and they'll tell me stories where I'm like, oof, I don't know if I should know this part.
Yeah. That doctor did end up losing his license to prescribe medicine. So so that does all check out, I think.
My favorite. One second.
Oh, I think we froze for a second there.
Yeah.
I see it.
That was genuinely a computer thing because my entire computer freaked out. So that was not.
Oh, okay.
I think that was not just a connection thing.
Well, we've also been having connection lags because we actually had someone from like the internet company in the area show up the other day and just say that like some of the main lines, not even on our house, but some like the main like fiber wire or whatever has been partially eaten by squirrels. So
yeah,
Iowa internet, baby.
I hope they were electrocuted.
I hope so. Oh God.
One of my favorites was this doctor that my friend goes to that's ancient. Like this dude's been a doctor since like bloodletting. Like
he was a doctor so long ago he was also the barber.
Yeah. This dude was a doctor when they had those little crow's masks they would wear during the plague. This dude has he's his doctor, but he also has an arch nemesis.
Oh,
so you will go to your doctor. You will go to this guy who's your doctor, and he will be looking all up in your ear with the tool, right? With the light, looking at your ear, complaining about the doctor across the street.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like this. This I'm into.
But it goes so deep. Like every time he goes to him, he has a story, and every ailment triggers a memory about a time he was at odds with that doctor across the street.
Oh, I bet they opened up a practice together and then had a big falling out.
It really does seem like some Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton type stuff, where it's like, oh, he gonna shoot him.
Oh, I like that. I like rival anything across the street is always just very fun, no matter what, because it's always petty. It's always just so petty.
Yeah.
Any businesses that are across the streets and they're rivals, but doctors is even better.
This dude
because
hates
they
him.
shouldn't be. It's like when you're trying to examine someone and be a I guess a comforting ear for any ailments. You can't be fired up and pissed off about the outside.
Yeah. Yeah. This dude, okay. So my buddy told me that there was this one time that he went to him just for like a general checkup, and he's like an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And I guess he's like a general practitioner. I have no idea. Like, I don't actually understand medicine, so I'm not gonna label anything, because I know that even your doctor that you go to for like everything that refers you to the other doctors will still check your ear, nose, and throat. So maybe that's not all he does. But he had the popsicle stick in my buddy's mouth, right? Mm-hmm. And as he's looking with the light, so he's looking and he's got the popsicle stick, he's got the light. He's like, I saw you the other day. I saw you, walking across the street. You kept walking, but I was scared you were gonna go in. And he said, when he said I was scared you're gonna go in, apparently he put the popsicle stick a little further down his throat.
Just remember, your life's in my hand.
Like, I was scared you were gonna go in. I was like, is he gonna do? No, but you kept walking. You're a good boy. You kept walking.
But I do know how to alter lab results. Just putting that out there. Putting that out there.
Yeah, it's truly wild. And he apparently, that guy across the street had some like altercation at a conference. So it it runs deep. Like, because he'll be seeing that dude, because I guess that's the same type of doctor. And so he'll be seeing that dude at local conferences. And apparently they had words one time that was not that long ago, because they both old as hell, right? And that's what I really love to see, is old men fight. That's one of life's joys, is when you can watch two old men fight.
Yeah, one of the first things we talked about on this show was your joy of old men fighting.
Especially if it's two old doctors, because that means they're going to know what they broke.
Yeah, they come out with scalpels ready to have a like Jets versus Sharks knife fight.
As soon as they land, they know what's hurt.
Yep.
That dude straight up was like going, and I'll have to ask him some more examples, but he would just talk about him so much. He would talk about him more than he would talk about my friend's health.
What was going on? Yeah. Yes, my focus as a practitioner is vengeance.
Yeah. This dude said to him, this doesn't even make any sense because he's an adult, so he wasn't even going to get one. But he was like, there's some type of lollipop that he swears he was giving out to kids first. And then that guy saw him giving out those lollipops, so that he started buying those lollipops. And just the one-upmanship of, essentially, it's like if a Dunkin' Donuts was across from a Starbucks and they just had beef about like, that's our tactic, that's our sale, that's our coffee, whatever.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like with the doctor. I don't even know if the other doctor has a problem with him.
Yeah, it'd be great if that other doctor like doesn't remember him. He's like, oh yeah, from across the street. Oh yeah, you son of a bitch.
The dude across the street talking about, we went to school together.
Yeah. Good guy. Good, just guy. Full of laughs. Just a fun guy to be around.
Funny story. When we was in school, my wife dated him for a little while. You find out that's what it is. You find out that's what started it.
But a great guy, great practitioner. Honestly, a great second opinion. You go right over there.
You go right over there. He's got the good lollipops, you know.
He's got the good ones. I don't know where he gets them. I remembered something that when I was at an eye appointment, and this is a short one, but this eye doctor I had for a little while, kind of big guy. I think he said he grew up on a farm, just like kind of a big, just kind of like generally kind of burly almost guy. But he would really get, way up on you looking in your eyes. And there was one point where he really slid up, and there's no polite way to put this, but his balls were resting on my leg. Like I felt them, like on either side of my shin was a testicle, and like he just really like was up on me, and I'm like, this is clearly too comfortable. You feel that, right? You have to feel that.
You have to know that this is happening.
You have to know. I can feel it. I can feel both of them. Come on now.
The favorite thing that I think I've, just for the suspense of it, that I've had a friend go through was when we were younger. One of my friends had to get his his appendix taken out, and met the surgeon beforehand. Just like a little I don't know, introduction, because he was nervous and everything.
Right.
And so met the surgeon maybe a week before the actual procedure was going to take place. Because it wasn't I can't remember why they did it, because it wasn't like it was going to burst and they had to take it out or, whatever. It wasn't like some emergency surgery. It was literally like it kept getting inflamed or something. And so they were like, we'd rather take it out than have you have trouble down the road,
Right, yeah.
There was just something with it where it just kept getting inflamed. Anyway, said all that to say, he meets the surgeon. Surgeon walks into the office where he's waiting. As soon as he walks in, the surgeon falls hard. Okay.
Oh God.
This dude falls so hard and caught some of the desk on the way down. And so he gets up. And he's holding his nose, trying to act like nothing happened, trying to act like, oh, sorry about that, But I'm pretty sure this dude broke his nose.
Oh, froze. Oh, there we go. Squirrels.
I'm pretty sure this dude broke his nose, right?
Oh, no.
And so he gets up holding his nose, but trying to continue the conversation like he's not in pain, okay? And then goes to sit down, almost misses the chair on the way to sit down. Sits down, is talking it out with him, talking about what they're going to do, holding his nose the whole time. So now he's like, you don't have to worry. The recovery time isn't that long. Hand in nose the whole time, right?
Bro, just come back.
Then
just go and come back.
And then he thinks it's going to be a halfway decent idea, whatever, right? To show him it's not the real thing, because that would have been insane, but it's like an animated cartoon of what happens, right? So it's not crude at all. It's not like something that's it's like to put him at ease, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, he has two remotes and he cannot figure out which remote is going to make the TV play the video.
Guy.
And if my buddy was nervous before surgery, that kid went into surgery like, I'm going to die because this is the clumsiest man I've ever seen. This dude broke his nose when we met. My life is in his very clumsy hands.
Yeah, that's at the very least you're getting a little bit of his nose blood in you.
That was crazy. And then, obviously he had the surgery and he's fine. But like leading up to it, because he was telling us, he was like, I'm very nervous. And we were like, oh, I've heard of other kids. And he's like, you don't understand. And then he told us a story. And I was like,
right.
Ooh, yeah, you might want to. You might just want to have a lawyer on retainer because you're going to be maimed.
Yeah. To be a clumsy and then to not even be able to properly put on the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You're going home with a watch in your abdomen at the least. At the least.
Man, my right side feels so heavy.
Just keep feeling this little like tick going. Come on.
Yeah. Oof.
A little rhythm inside me. I don't know.
Yeah, every time I lay on my side, I feel like I'm really sinking into the bed.
I do have real quick the difference between a duster and a trench coat.
All right, hit us.
Because I looked it up. It actually gave me a nice little chart, weirdly. But basically, dusters are longer. They tend to go down longer. Trench coats tend to go to like just below the knee. Dusters longer. Duster coat is usually lightweight, full-length coat without buttons. Trench coat is long, loose, double-breasted coat with a belt.
Okay.
So literally the little belt is part of it. Dusters are meant to be worn open. Trench coats meant to be closed. So that's where dusters, that's why they're cowboy stuff. They're meant to have a little swagger to you.
Yeah.
And dusters usually don't have buttons, belts, and pockets. Trench coats have all of the above. So there you go. That's Logan's research corner. That's a new segment before the mailbag.
I mean, I'm glad we got it. I'm glad we know now. I don't want the people listening to go out into the world ignorant, embarrassing themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing. We raised a question, and we intended on answering it. We got to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got to listen to the whole show. You never know what questions we'll answer at the end. That's where the knowledge is. That's where it all comes together.
That's where all the juice is.
That's where all the juice is. Speaking of the mailbag that I mentioned, should we open that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. How about we do some reviews from Apple Podcasts? We haven't checked in there in a second. How's that sound?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This first one here, this is bear in mind, this is a 5-star review from Apple Podcasts. This is from username Nastius, which I love. Sounds like the Greek god of nasty. It's the Greek god of stank, Nastius. But 5-star review. The title is Meh. And it says, I honestly couldn't get into it. I'm on my second run-through of the available episodes, and I just can't stop laughing. The two guys hosting could have a bit more of that ShamWow attitude. I'm not really sure what any of that means, if I'm honest.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I think on the second run-through, maybe we're not for everybody. I think if you listen to all of it and then you listen to all of it again, that's the only way to find out if we're really your people.
Now, how do we harness some more of that ShamWow energy? What do you think is missing from the show that's not ShamWow enough?
I think cocaine.
You think cocaine?
Yeah.
You think
I think cocaine changes the vibe of any show.
Yeah. Okay. 2023. That's the year we do it on cocaine. See what changes. Let's see what's next. This one here is from Fuvdtvh, Fuvdtvh. The title is Hilarious, and it just says, the stories. My God, the stories are priceless. Josh is such a great storyteller, and Logan's laughter is contagious. So hilarious. 5 stars. Thank you for that one. This is from Still Ginger, and the title is The Best Bromance, Hands Down. Josh, would you say we have a bromance? Would you say that? Would you say that on record?
What did the reviewer say?
Okay, he'll answer off mic. Their dynamic is everything. This is one of my comfort shows and helps me to wind down before bed, as well as from panic attacks. They're so ridiculous and lovely, and they're very similar to my friends, if I'm honest. It feels very personable, which I think is the charm. Thank you for that, and I'm glad we help.
Yeah, me too.
If I have panic attacks, I know they suck. I'm glad we can help bring you down from them. And then this one here, this is from Tiger Food, and the title is Listen to Them All. It says, first of all, I'm very thankful to have found this podcast after listening to Josh's stand-up for years, parentheses, although still crossing my fingers to see a show in person. Check our websites. But Josh's stand-up for years to find Logan. Logan is my later life me, and Josh seems to live the life I used to lead. Okay. I'm the old one. Yin and Yang Gang. Oh, I like that. I have found myself spellbound and laughing with you every step of the way. Looking forward to getting on that Patreon and giving more of that support. Thank you so much for that review, Tiger Food, and thank you to everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Tiger Food. Thank you, everybody, for real. This is it's just great to know people are enjoying the show, because we've been doing it for a while now, and the fact that, I don't know, it's just nice that you can put something out there, and then even if it's later, people can find it and really love it.
Yeah, I think that's where, because we have a good group of kind of day ones and diehards who we've gotten to know a little bit, but it's fun when you get reviews like that from people who are finding it now and reaching out, and means the world to us. So thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. I'm also on Twitter at Josh Johnson. And if you still use Facebook, it's Josh J Comedy. But if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get in the mailbag, like some of those people there's two ways to do it. You can either email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com, or you can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts there, because not only do we appreciate it and we love reading them, it actually helps our visibility on the platform. So we greatly appreciate it. And one of those reviews mentioned our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have a bunch of bonus stuff there. We have bonus podcasts. We have bonus video stuff. We have live show replays. And also we have some live shows coming up that the two of us are on next week, actually, right? As this comes out, we'll be in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. That's next week, right? The
6th through the 8th.
6th through the 8th.
Sacramento Punchline,
and then at the end of the month, we are going to be in Richmond, Virginia together. I'm sure you have stuff in between that. Do you want to pitch that, or just go to your website?
No, go to the website. You can get the tickets in the show link under this, or the link in my bio on any of the socials.
Yeah. And we put all of our Linktree stuff in the episode bios too, so that will take you to all the stuff we have, whether it's albums or podcasts or whatever.
Have a great rest of the week into the weekend, everybody, for real. And get your checkup, We want everybody to be good out here.
You got to go get checked up. And if you work at a doctor's office, be a little nice.
I think that everywhere I've been except that one place was very good.
That's true.
That's true.
All right, hey, mostly everyone out there, you're doing great. Couple of you, boo.
Yeah. Really one lady, because that dude couldn't help he's sick. You know what I mean? That's just on her.